Hi everyone, this is just a quick introduction and refresher on the portfolio process. By now, most of you should be pretty familiar with how this works as far as submitting your portfolio projects and which projects qualify as portfolio projects, but I just wanted to go over it again just in case it's been a while for you. We are now actually in Portfolio Project 3, and so you're still working towards the 9-star goal overall for the program. By the end of this month, you should have earned at least 5 stars. That's our target for the month. So that's counting the 2 that you would have earned back in Portfolio Project 2. So you're adding 3 additional stars. And again, that's an easy way to remember what the milestones is. Portfolio Project 2 is 2 stars. Portfolio Project 3 is 3 more stars. And then in 4, you'll earn 4 more stars for your total of 9. So this month, you'll complete some additional projects, or at least turn in some additional projects, since they should be completed by now, to earn you up to 5 stars. This can be any combination of projects, so you can earn 1 or 2 stars for depending on the nature of the projects, and those 3 stars that you're adding to your portfolio this month can be any combination of those types of projects, which I'll go over in a moment. And you're always free to go over that amount, but that is your goal for the month, is to have at least 5, just to stay on track towards graduation, because you don't want to get down to Portfolio Project 5 when you're supposed to be having it all wrapped up and be scrambling for projects to earn your 9 stars. I want to emphasize how important it is to properly document and submit your projects. This documentation is going to take place on your blog, on your MCBS blog, and it tells us, your instructors, why this project qualifies as a portfolio project, and it also helps you recall where this project came from and keep your portfolio organized. So what you have is what you're going to do is create a blog post for each project that you're turning in. Tell the title of the project. So the title of your blog post should indicate that it is a portfolio submission and give the title of the project. Indicate what star rating you're going after, 1, 2, or we had 3-star ratings. We're really not going for 3-star ratings anymore. They do still happen, but it's really at the discretion of your instructor. So 1 or 2 stars. Project description. So give a brief description of the project. Try not to skimp on this. Go ahead and tell us what the nature and goals of the project were. If it's a class project, then indicate what class it originated from and what the criteria were for the assignment. If it's a project of your own initiation, then tell us how that originated. Was it just something you decided to do? Was it something you were asked to do by a client, and so forth, and where that originated, how that got started. The project deliverable. This is where you'll link to your actual project. So if it's a video, you'll provide a link there to the video. If it's a document, link to the document in Google Docs or a Dropbox or something like that. That'll be different depending on the nature of that specific project, but you have to link to the actual project from your blog post. Indicate any feedback you've received. If it's a class project, then tell us what your instructor's feedback was. You don't have to copy and paste the feedback, since that might have been months ago, but kind of summarize and paraphrase what they indicated. And if it's a client that's giving you feedback, or peers, then summarize what they had to say and any changes that you made based on that feedback. And resources utilized in case it required specialized software or equipment like a camera or recording equipment or anything along those lines. Indicate that there. It's the best way to approach this is to just lay it out exactly as it is here with the headings, and just give the information. So once you have your post documented on your blog, you're going to submit the project to us through the web form. And this is linked under the submission assignment in FSO. You're going to do this for each project that you're turning in. Even though there's only one submission assignment, you will probably be turning in multiple projects. So revisit this web form for each project you're turning in. This is, requires your first and last name, the title of the project, star rating. If it's a one-star project, then it came from a course, and you'll indicate which one that is. Typically, that's an MCBS course. Sometimes it can be a general education course like technical writing, but that's rare. The project link, to clarify, this is a link to your blog post, not to the project itself. So this goes back to this post. And this last question, if you previously submitted, this is only used if I have asked you to make changes and you're resubmitting it for evaluation. Okay, so you've done this before back in Portfolio Project 2. You should be familiar with it, but hopefully it'll all come back to you since it's been a few months. And to remind everyone that there are a few things that you're agreeing to in submitting this project. First is that it is by submitting this to the web form, it's going onto the spreadsheet, and so other people can see it if they visit that spreadsheet. It is complete project. It is not a work in progress or a project idea, but a project that is fully realized. And it is the highest caliber work that you are able to do in that particular type of project. And the other important part is that I might request additional information or revisions to that project. So even if it got a passing grade in a course originally, there might be changes I request to get it up to portfolio level caliber. So the criteria for the course might not be the same as criteria for a portfolio showpiece. So you have the two options of a 1-star and a 2-star project. 1-star project are projects that started off in your classes. These will be projects, usually the final project or the major project for the course will qualify as 1-star projects. Of course, you wouldn't turn in reflection videos or anything along those lines. Look for projects that you're pretty proud of, that you put a lot of work into, you got pretty good grades on. Really you want to look for ones that show professional job skills. So try not to use projects that are like media critiques or something that are just exercises, academic exercises, but projects that are simulations of actual work. So some examples that I see often are the project plan from Janelle's project management course, the video project that you complete within the digital video and digital audio courses, the ad design from aesthetics is one that will often work, and anything along those lines. So if you're not sure, go ahead and feel free to ask me. Let me take a look at the project ahead of time before you submit it, and I'll tell you if it's something I think will qualify. And very importantly, it cannot contain any copyrighted media. So background music, imagery, what have you, you cannot use copyrighted material. You cannot take video clips from YouTube because that's all copyrighted. The exceptions to this are if you're doing a music review or criticism video, then you can use segments of the music, usually amounting to about 10 seconds worth, and that's considered fair use. This really applies to the 2-star project more so than the 1-star though, since you really don't do any critique style videos. in the project. So let's go ahead into the 2-star projects. 2-star projects are those that you initiate outside of class. They can be your own project ideas. Say you're starting your own blog or YouTube web series, something along those lines. Or they can be things that you were hired to do by a client. Like we've had some students that were hired to do freelance graphic design or desktop publishing, advertisement design, and so forth. Those would qualify as 2-star projects. Again, you want to demonstrate the knowledge and skills you've gained in MCBS, and they should be examples of your best possible work. They cannot be completed as coursework at other institutions. So if you've gone to college somewhere else and you've done some projects, or if you have really impressive high school projects, those are not viable as MCBS portfolio pieces. And here's where it cannot contain any copyrighted work, media. There are some exceptions with 2-star projects. If it's copyrighted media that your client owns, then of course you can use that if they're asking you to do that, but they have to be the copyright owners. And again, if you're doing, say, movie reviews or music reviews and you want to include segments, very small segments of that material, that's considered fair use. It's a very tricky area, though. You want to use it very sparingly because you are really on thin ice as far as copyright infringement goes. So usually best to avoid that. So that's really the overview of where we're at and what we're doing this month. I wanted to note that both projects, the way it's set up right now, are due at the end of week 1, so that's this weekend. These should be projects that you have already completed, so there's really no need to scramble and do new projects at this point. But look for ones that you have already finished. This way I have time to review those projects and ask for any revisions if any are needed, or if you have trouble coming up with any projects, talk to me and we will explore some of your options. Those are due this coming weekend. And again, please let me know if you have any questions, any concerns, or if you need any assistance from me in selecting portfolio projects.